So you mean to tell me he can't move and is locked in the same place as the strongest guy in the verse? Alrighty then, let's see how he gets out of this one. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, you've been to... Oh! Whales were scary. Yeah. Anyway, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact. I don't know, man. I don't like. He's gonna get out of it because it's Shin, and notably, I just don't think Sakamoto Days has the nerve to boom characters of Shin's importance level. Like it has it. Like, who's been boomed in Sakamoto Days? Sakamoto and Hio. Is that it? Is that it? Like, well, no, there have definitely been a bunch of random people who got boomed, but like, I'm like. Relatively major characters. There's no way we're booming the Dude. At least not this soon. I've seen a lot of people suddenly theorizing that Shin's gonna die when I'm like, huh? But I don't really get that one. But still, Shin's gonna get out of this one. But the thing is though, the real question is, what will define chapter 214, Lost Child? What will define it is how on earth Shin escapes. I mean, presumably someone's gonna come save him, right? Like, there's no way Shin actually gets out of this. He literally ended last chapter by being like, well, I'm cooked. so like, let's see. I mean, maybe Sakamoto. Then again, like, there's no way Sakamoto will be anywhere nearby. He's still currently, like, we're still having him go through his trauma arc. Maybe Kendaka may be nearby enough. I mean, they literally were with Shin not 2 seconds ago when they were about to broadcast across the Tokyo Tower. So maybe that crew comes and saves them, because right now Shin's in danger. But let's not waste more time. Let's hop right into chapter 214, Lost Child. For now, I swear I can read. For now, all those guns they distributed are useless junk. For now, though. I do wonder if they can unhack. But then again, I don't even, like, who is Uzuki's tech support, bro? Like genuinely, that's the one thing I do wonder. Who is his tech support? Who actually gonna be able to help him undo that? I mean, like, presumably they could probably figure out where it came from and then maybe invade the JA school and then go absolutely boogabongs from there. But, like, until that point, is there even a way that this can be undone? I have no clue. But look at these two. I forget how old this cast is. I know, like, neither Amane nor, what is the girl's name? What was the girl's name? That's it. I refuse. Gosh darn it. Sakamoto Days. Female cast. Let me see. Female characters. Rio. Where is she? Wow, yeah. I think it's like an H. Is it an H? No, it's Hana. What's her name? Now Totomoto. I forget how. In fact, how old, I'm on the wiki. I might as well. How old are these characters? Because I know they're all teenagers, and she does not have an age, at least not listed on the wiki. But I think like Imani's like 15. Like he's not an adult yet. Neither is now. How old is Seiba himself, actually? I don't know. I think he's an adult. I think he's like the only adult here because he has his younger brother. Yeah, he's 20. And then my Fuyu is, how old are you, my Fuyu? 14. Yeah. So I do wonder now that they've served this once again. This is happening really quickly. That's the one. I have a couple critiques with Sakamoto Days. Don't get me wrong, and I'm definitely gonna make a video. I'll probably make a my thoughts video just because those are the easiest and quickest ways for me to get those out. But I definitely do have critiques for Sakamoto Days overall, like in terms of like how it's structured and how it's written. And one of my major issues is that you set up such an interesting premise, right? A world of chaos where anyone can die at any moment, and then we spent like what, 3 chapters in that world, if that, like barely any time at all. And now it's already stopped, at least temporarily. I'm hoping Uzuki's control doesn't fall apart that quickly. But considering we already had 3 order members immediately leave, so now what? Uzuki's group is Uzuki, Kumanomi, admittedly my glorious King Gozu. Oki, who's kind of bummish, I ain't gonna lie to you. The Scruples video did convince me. And my glorious King Taurus. Taurus is not bummish. And then Tanabata. But that's 6. And I feel like I'm missing somebody. I mean, kind of goody. But then again, he's one eye and doesn't seem to be too actively engaged. So what, 7? I mean, that's still more. But now our main crew, especially if our defected order members end up meeting up with our main crew, the main crew now has Shin, Sakamoto, Nagamo, Kentaka, Yotsumura, Osaragi, Shiba, Kamihate, Heisuke. Like we now do outnumber the new main order cast. Of course, the new main order the strongest assassin group in history, as Uzuki called it, does have Uzuki himself. But I don't know, man. A slightly motivated, well, not slightly, but like a motivated Shishibo was able to give him shoulder shots. So I don't really, like, is Uzuki even that busted out? Like, I have no idea. And that sucks, man. I was really hoping, like, we'd spend a decent-sized arc in this world, but so far everything's already breaking down. Hey, the shots have stopped. For now. Hopefully it's just a for now thing. Let's see. Oh, okay. I forget this character's name entirely. Wait. Luckily enough, I have the female cast open on the wiki right now. She's the cool acupuncture doctor that's kind of healed our cast consistently. She's kind of been a sleeper carrier. Let me see. That's not it, right? Maybe it is. Sachiko? No. Where is the doctor's name? Not Obiguro. No. Where is she? Where are you, Doc? What's your name? Granny Mia. A sleeper goated character. It looks like she's absolutely violated anyone who's come to catch her body, which is very impressive. Once again, she's not really implied to be a combatant, but she's all on her own. Shout out to her. Let's see. Oh, I wish you were relevant. The only relevant female character that doesn't get body bagged every time you see him. I'm talking to you, Kumanomi fans. She's not won a single fight outside of Hyo, which she only won because Hyo was a nice guy. But literally, the only relevant female character is Naoto Saragi. And even then, she only fights, like, then again, she doesn't only fight bums. She did basically one-shot Gozu. But, like, Gozu wasn't expecting to get one-shot randomly by Osaragi. He wasn't expecting her to spontaneously get up. And then she immediately ran. Though, admittedly, she did have an incapacitated Kamihite and Shiba with her. So, like, obviously, it's not her fault that you're... But at the same time, man, Lou, you were supposed to be the female lead. And now you're just background fodder. This guy is more important. Lou, whatever his name is. I completely forget. Why do I keep forgetting these... I'm not scrolling through the entire male cast. He's not that important. But he is that important. He's more important than Lou. He's genuinely been more important than Lou for, like, years at this point. Lou hasn't been important since, like, chapter 50. In case you forgot, we're on chapter 214. It's been, like, 5 years since Lou's died. But let's see. What's going on? Did everyone run out of ammo? Not really. Let's see. This just in. The splaguters that were distributed as part of the legalization process and policy have been rendered unusable. Experts suspect that a hacking operation by an unknown party may be responsible. Once again, I know it was like because they're all on one universal system, and essentially all Sabe had to do was go in, click, and just deactivate everything. But still, very impressive he's able to do that so quickly. And notably, I believe he does contribute it to the tower being down, right? Like, ultimately, Uzuki's stupid. Like, I get what he was doing. He very specifically crashed the plane into the tower to stop Shin from broadcasting everything. But buddy, why would you take down your main communication tower? That's the thing. Uzuki, he may be a bit bummish in the sense that he doesn't fight any of his own battles. It's either always a cow, Rihanna cow, and or Takamura now. And also he just doesn't think. Like buddy, you could have just blitzed Shin. You did not need to boom your main communication tower. Let's see. The streets are safe now. Hacking. Splagooter's not working. Jerry want to blow away? Okay. Splagooter won't shoot. The streets are safe now. Oh, maybe I should zip out and get groceries for dinner. I mean, like, if there was a time, I suppose now. I mean, the thing is, though, I think while the Splagooters made it easier, I think people were just more innately violent at this point. Like, especially with the Splagooters being, I could easily see a spike in just traditional, old-fashioned physical violence. Let's see. Uzuki's like, I'm getting so sick and tired of leaving you alive. Why won't Suzuki-sensei just let me slaughter you? Let's see. You guys did this, didn't you? Hey, I don't know. What? You know what funny thing is? He doesn't know. Are the guns jammed? What's going on? Shin's like, I have no idea, gang. Because, you know what? I do like that aspect of it. Even if I think, like, we're destroying Uzuki's ideal world very, very, like, we are just straight, like, taking sledgehammer to it way too fast, in my opinion. I do like that we do have these multiple different factions. We have the 3 Order members who rebelled and broke away. We have Shiba, Why am my brain keep blank? We have Shiba, Osaragi, and Kamihite. They're their own group temporarily right now. We do have Sakamoto, who's kind of on his own, considering he abandoned our main crew, because, he's having struggles. So we have Sakamoto on his own. Then, of course, we have the rest of the main order. We have Uzuki, who's currently traveling solo right now. Then we have Kindaka. Well, then again, they're all kind of with Shin right now. And then we have the student group. So overall, we do have a lot of different factions running around, and their actions are impacting each other in unique ways. And now they're domino stacking. Well, they're domino stacking on top of each other. Ultimately, right now, the best thing to do? If they could somehow get in contact with everybody, come jump Uzuki right now. Like, legit. Get Nagamo, get Kindaka, get Yotsumura, get Osaragi, get shit. Well, they're damaged. But get Shiba, get Kamihite, get Kamihite. Gosh, whatever you say his name. Get Heisuke, get everybody, since Shin baited out Uzuki, and jump this man to oblivion. Sure, Takamura did run like the 1v5 of doom, despair, and dereliction. But at the same time, man, if you jump Uzuki with 11 top tiers, he's probably going to lose. Or at least 11. Like 11, a mix of top tiers and high tiers. The two best snipers in the verse. Then a person who's already shown relativity to his strongest personality, at least low-end relativity in Shishiba. I keep calling him Shiba. Why do I keep calling him Shiba? Sorry, for all the Shishiba fans out there. I don't know why I was calling him Shiba. I think I was cutting his name short. But Shishiba, who's already shown low-end relativity. Osaragi did get very badly violated, and she doesn't have one right now. But still, just throw her at him. Like just throw bodies at him. Jump him right now. He's the main focal point. The rest of the new order is kind of fodder. Oki's a bum. Taurus isn't a bum. But unless there's someone paying the bills, Taurus ain't doing nothing. Tanabata may get active, but so like ultimately, jump this man right now. But of course, they don't have any ways to massively communicate because with the tower being down, so Shin's just gonna have to somehow escape this. So I'm assuming Kindaka's gonna come and save him. Maybe those guys pulled something off. Sure did. That's adorable. Let's see. Back to the issue at hand. But like, how's he gonna? Is he gonna like is he gonna burn his one order on Uzuki right now? Though, is that a good idea? I mean, I guess it's that or die. But let's see. Back to the issue at hand. Wait. Did you just whiff? How did he whiff? That doesn't look like doesn't even look like Shin dodged. It looks like he just straight up whiffed. Shin was on the ground. Uzuki, where were you at? I was initially gonna live react to Scribble's video, but I've been like holding off on Scribble videos, so I just watched it for myself. And I was like, no, Uzuki, he's our main villain, he can't be a bum. But if he did he just straight up whiff here? I mean, it does look like Shin made a ducking motion here. But like, Shin was on the ground, back against the wall. Uzuki, how do you miss this badly? Let's see. Wham! Swing, shatter the glass. I'll admit that you guys are a threat. I should have taken care of you at the Kanto branch. Kanto. Why did I say Kanto? Is it pronounced Kanto or Kanto? I've heard both. I've heard Kanto region and Kanto region. I always say Kanto. I don't know where Kanto came from. But I should have taken care of you at the Kanto branch. I say Kanto again. But yeah, Uzuki. Unfortunately, I don't think that's in your contract, big bro. I don't think you're taking out a new dragoness. Let's see. Oh, really? Took you long enough to notice. No, I'm suddenly contending with the big boss. But I gotta do this. Hold on, did he not say? Maybe I'm misremembering. Hold on a second. That's the beauty of having the Viz manga loaded right now. Let me go back to the previous chapter real quick. Please work. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Boom. X. Okay. Well, he's holding on here. Maybe he doesn't say it. Maybe I am forgetting. It's below. It's all or nothing. You're not getting away. Apparently, the Shin does tank that. He did get slammed through a building. Wait. Well, you know what? I'll let it slide. But he does literally say here, and I can't really move my body anymore. Buddy, if you can't move your body anymore, pal, amigo, hombre, what's this? What's that? Well, I mean, maybe actually, no, we know maybe I'm gonna give Suzuki some credit. Maybe he's actually expecting something like, hey, readers, you remember this? Shin can completely override his body's limits with endless mental orders, right? So maybe he's doing that. And since we've seen that, he did it against Tenki, which is very recently in narrative. That was what? Maybe about 3 months ago in terms of like serialization, I think. But he was doing that. Well, actually, no, more because we had the flashback like, that was like a month and a half of flashbacks, maybe like 5 months ago, but still, we know Shin can override his body's stamina limits by just ordering himself mentally. So maybe he's doing that. He does blame the ESP for a bit of his exhaustion, but we know his ESP rules in regards to himself work a lot, and I mean a lot differently than how they work in regards to others. Oh, my chest almost exploded. Don't get the hiccups, kids. We'll take. But I gotta do this. Hey, if you ever face off with X, it's crucial not to give off any bloodlust. You could activate Mr. Sakamoto's persona. But see, like, well, the biggest thing, I mentioned this last video, so maybe it won't be a reaction, it'll just be a breakdown. But that's the big thing this people point out about Uzuki. And like, I think I may have subconsciously registered it, but I didn't fully click to me until Scruple himself said it. Why is Uzuki himself not a threat? Like, why is he, the big bad boss, need to rely on other people's personalities to actually be meta relevant? Why is he Buns? He was so strong at the start of the narrative with his chain blade, which we know Sakamoto and Orion wielded. So like, why is he fodder? Why are we so scared of? Like, I think it is bad. Like, I do wholeheartedly agree. It's bad. I know it's his main ability, right? Ripping people's personalities and then I guess just copying their stats. But honestly, if I had to retweak Uzuki to balance him as an antagonist, keep him with his overwhelming power, let him still be the focal point of the entire new JA, all that, I would have it so that he always has access to those stats, right? Like, I still think that the way Sakamoto died at the end of the museum arc is kind of booting me, especially with the lack of explanation we've gotten for it. But if it had been revealed that Uzuki always had those stats, he was just never using them properly, and essentially he started using Takamura level stats in his base state, and then would only switch fighting styles depending on the opponent he was fighting, not just the Takamura personality taking over and giving him Takamura tier stats, then I think I wouldn't mind it as much. If it was just like a fighting style mimicry thing. But it's like, no, it's like he's only like, not was like, yeah, you can probably handle base Uzuki, presumably pre-training arc Shin, but don't wake up Takamura. Like, come on now, man, Uzuki, you should be the threat. I should be scared of you, but I shouldn't be scared of the glorious Juicy Scrumlium's legendary Juicy King Sakamoto. What man do you like? I still wish he was alive. Let's see. Okay, but this is unrealized aura. Honestly, a chain blade would be really weird to wield, though. I will admit, like, I'm not even sure how you would. It's like a whip with extra steps, and at that point, might as well just use them. But I guess you get the benefits of a whip and a sword. You get the range of a whip and the lethality of a sword. But still, man, that's actually kind of wacky. Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, we'll take that. We'll take it. But that's the thing. Is he though? But yeah, based on his eye colors here, I'm assuming Shin is moving his body. I think that should definitely be like more explicitly stated. Maybe he'll say it in a second. We only are like 3 pages in, but I think it should be more clearly implied that even with Shin being heavily fatigued, he's able to keep commanding himself to move and dodge. Let's see. But he says here, okay, but Mr. Sakamoto aside, X himself is a formidable threat. Is he though? Has he ever called in a body with his base stats that's not like a nameless random? Has he? He's been at his most meta relevant when he's being controlled by somebody else. When one of the other personalities is active. I mean, like, he's formidable, but for how powerful this guy should be. Like, remember, man was out here. Well, I mean, it's Sakamoto start of series, but still, like, he was at least seemingly implied to be unbelievably powerful. But now he's a Takamura merchant. And like, hey, you could say, well, Pencil, aren't you a main merchant, huh? What happens if I strip away SS4 Gogeta, Blue Coup, and Trunks from you? Then I play Broly. But regardless, there's a difference, all right? You know what? I can play other characters. He has to play other characters to be relevant. Let's see. Huh? A seat from the fighter jet? It must have fallen from the rubble from above. Is he about to... How strong... You're about to... I mean, maybe he's going to go through the open hole that Uzuki just blew and everything. But still... Yeah, man, like Uzuki. You mean you... Then again, Shin does seem to have, like, insane stats himself. But Uzuki, how are you struggling to tag a super heavily mentally broken and physically damaged Shin, bro? Like, what's happening? Let's see. Well, it's do or die. I mean, that is. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Uzuki did manage to reach him enough that they were both impacted by... these. Oh, no, but they did go through straight hard glass. Shin, I know your head is hurting, Buckaroo. But... interesting. So Uzuki did reach him in time here. He did tag him to the point where they were both affected. And, but, you know, it is on an angle. But shout outs to the sheer propulsion on that thing. Like, darn, I did not know. Well, then again, they do literally launch fighter pilots multiple feet into the air. So I guess it does have to be that powerful. But darn, all right. Blew both of them out the building. He pulled the ejector seat. This brat reminds me more and more of Sakamoto. And he does, doesn't he? Almost as if that he may have had a father, but it wasn't his dad, yeah? Or at least older brother. I seen multiple reads of Shin. When I was like pulling up like the father, a lot of people were like older brother, and I can lean with it and rock with it. Ultimately, Sakamoto isn't that much older than Shin, which it still feels so weird. I don't know why. I always have pegged Sakamoto as much older than he actually is supposed to be, but like he's not. He's only what, like 5 years? Hold on. Sakamoto's 25, right? And Shin's 20. Let's see. Sakamoto. He's 27, and then how old is Shin? I believe Shin's 20, 21? He's only like, there's only like a 6-year gap between these two. Let me see. Yeah, 21. So, a 6-year gap between these two. So, that does actually, the older brother angle does make sense. Let's see. This probably reminds me more and more of Sakamoto. Which is why, like, I mean, I don't expect Shin to suddenly become the main character, dog. Like, we aren't going to Dragon Ball this. Or at least pretend to Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball didn't do it either. But I am genuinely, like, interested for, like, what Sakamoto's thing is going to be. Like, Shin, dare I say, he's being a little bit greedy. Like, he's got everything, bro. He's got these psychic abilities. He's got the crazy stats to use his psychic abilities. He can use the psychic abilities on himself to essentially give him infinite movement. He can paralyze people with one shot. He can literally just, like, hyper-evolve himself so he can see the future and blitz top tiers, or at least high tiers. Like, Shin, what do you not have? Like, if he starts really using environmental tech like Sakamoto does, who? Like, and I get it. I do believe Shin is meant to be the strongest of the future, right? Like, that's supposed to be, like, his whole narrative role. But at the same time, gang, we need some narrative diversity and balancing, please. Don't let him get too strong. Let's see. This brat reminds me more and more of Sakamoto. And once again, he's literally... Then again, they are fighting in midair, and Uzuki doesn't seem to have his chain blade anymore. I don't know where... Did he let it go? It looks like he may have lost the chain blade, which is unfortunate. Really? Did a projector seat made you lose it? But regardless... Oh, no, he has... I'm an idiot. He doesn't... It doesn't look like he has it here, but he clearly still has it in his hand. But, man... If you were to ask me, like, even a month ago, who you got? Uzuki or Shin in 1-to-1 combat? I would definitely say Uzuki slams, but no, a Shin who's heavily mentally fatigued, was literally bleeding from the nose not like 2 chapters ago, and giving himself heavy brain damage, and also got slammed through a building, is now, I mean, it seems like Uzuki has the upper hand, but does he though? Like, they seem to be going mad relative for someone who's completely fresh, and should have crazy top tier endgame boss stats. And Shin, who definitely did get massive amps, but doesn't seem to be using any of the massive amps. He hasn't, unless, once again, the only thing he's presumably using in order to keep moving as well as he is the self-command system. Presumably he's using that. But he's not using that, like, super mode he went into against Tenkyu. He's not using his commands to, like, stop Uzuki or anything, which is smart. I think he shouldn't. I think he should save that stop or that freeze command on Uzuki until everyone's there to jump him. But still, man, Shin, he's doing way better than I thought, which I think, well, it's one of those byproducts, right? It's good for Shin. It's bad for the narrative, though, because Uzuki should be way more powerful than this. He should, like, even in base Uzuki should be way more powerful than this. We shouldn't have to just rely on Uzuki Mura and Uzuki On to, like, actually have Uzuki be a viable threat. He should always be a viable threat, especially against a character like Shin. I wouldn't mind other Order members going in against this crazy against base Uzuki, but considering this is our main villain, and Shin, I don't think, like, is Shin Order tier at this point? Maybe he is, but, like, I mean, he did absolutely violate Tenkyu, but once again, that was, like, an amped Shin, at least a mental amped, and, like, literal ESP amped Shin. But, like, I don't know, this base Shin going, that's kind of wild. Let's see. I do love them just falling past the window, though. Let's see. Interesting. Uzuki, he really likes that environmental damage. He loves to slam his weaponry against buildings, even when not willing the Sakamoto personality. He does seem to really like doing that. Let's see. Swings down. I do like how they look like each other, though. Actually, it's kind of neat. Shin has the sharper, more dot-like eyes. Uzuki has the wider, darker eyes. But they do parallel each other here a lot. In fact, they even have the same... It's not a cowlick, like pseudo-bang, whatever you would call this. I do like that, though. Boom! Is that... Okay, so they crashed into an aquarium. Whoa. how? Well, then again, Sakamoto's characters are far more superhuman than you'd think. So, name crash through an aquarium. Yeah, seems legit. Oop, straight into the water too? Alright. I mean, I guess you gotta keep living, but man, I would not be in an aquarium when everyone's out here splagooing everybody. Let's see. They're in the water. It's the guys that got Steve Irwin. Let's see. Huh? The aquarium? I'm saved! But there's too many bystanders to fight here. Run! Run! In fact, where's everyone? Here's the thing, I thought she was gonna get saved by Kendaka. I know they're probably saving civilians, but like, Kendaka, buddy. If you don't save shit, y'all saw the fighter jet crash into the building. If y'all don't save shit from who that obviously is, even if it wasn't, like, think about it. Even if this wasn't Uzuki, right? They're like, oh, well, you know, it could be one of the new order members. It could be one of the new order members who's gonna give shit in batch shots. Why is no one here to help this poor boy? Let's see. I'm saved, but there's too many bystanders to fight here. Oh, he's flashing back. Hey, you ever been to an aquarium? No. Why? Oh. This is, like, I don't know, man. I don't know, like... I asked y'all if y'all liked Uzuki. And in fact, let me pull up those poll results wholeheartedly. Let me see. Oh, no. I literally... Hold on. Hold on. I have an idea. Hey, Wait. I'm cooking. Yeah, baby. We cooking with guys. Let me run to the poll real quick. What was the results of the poll? It was heavily in favor. I think people do actually like Uzuki. Which it does make sense. Hold on, let me see. Or I can't tell the poll results? Is it because I'm not... What's happening? I literally can't see it. I can just see that 90%. But essentially, a lot of people really like Uzuki. And I don't like him. It's just that this specific aspect of the dynamic, it doesn't work for me because I don't know nor care about Rihanna enough as a character, and I definitely do not care enough about Uzuki as a character to care at all about their dynamic. Like, clearly this is the massive driver for Uzuki, but even then, is it really though? Like, Rion's hopes and dreams definitely play some role into it, but even then, he wholeheartedly admitted, not just a few chapters ago, that Rion would hate what he's doing right now. The whole idea of this extremely violent, gun-ridden world with her niece, like she would hate that. So, like, how much does she really matter to you? Well, then, of course, that's his dream versus her dream. But so, like, gang, how much does she really matter to you? Just because you're in an aquarium and getting flashbacks? Brother, if you don't boom the dude Arachnus, which I know he won't do, but still, let's see. No. Why? I've always wanted to go to one. Don't those big, colorful tanks look like they'd be fun to see? I do like aquariums. When I was young, though, fun pencil fact. I believe I've gotten over this. In fact, I'll give you a 2-for-1 fun pencil fact. Number 1, due to the movie known as Finding Nemo, I was deathly horrified of whales. Like, just the idea of getting swallowed by whales. I in fact, to this day, dare I say, I may be wrong about this, because I do remember the ending of the movie. I think I saw the ending of the movie through, like, other scenes and context and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever actually, like, watched Finding Nemo start to finish, full through and through, because young me was so traumatized by whales. And now I love looking at whales. I love whales. But, like, that was just terrifying to me. Like, the idea of getting swallowed by a whale. And also, I was super scared of aquariums, because I was always worried, like, the fish, especially the bigger fish, like the whale sharks or the sharks themselves, just... or they just slam right into the glass and break and drown all of us. I could swim too, but like I was scared of getting eaten by fish. I don't know. Young me was a weird guy, weird fella. I think it was like around age like 12 or 13 that I was finally like, why am I scared of water and whales? I love swimming. Like I think it wasn't even water, because I was notably, at least according to my mom, that mom with a pencil, she was like, you never really liked water on your head, and I was like, huh, funny, because I swim all the time. But I always have loved swimming. But for some reason, I was terrified of the aquarium and whales. Got over it at, like, early teenage years, but don't know why I was. Let's see. Uzuki, can you breathe under here, right? Maybe you need to swim up. Let's see. Oh, darn. You know he's tweaking hard. You know he's tweaking hard when you see his ex that he absorbed in the crowd. That's a little bit much. But let's see. Yo, why is he overweight? That's actually very impressive. Like, do you know how hard it is to stay at the bottom of water? I really considerably, they do still have air in their lungs. Like, obviously, you blow out the air, you sink down because there's nothing in there to help you float. In fact, if you're ever worried about, like, drowning, and you don't know how to swim, take as deep a breath as possible before you go under, and then just lay back. Like, if you have to throw yourself back, throw back, lay back. Your lungs literally are built-in inflatable tubes. They won't help work perfectly. You do obviously want to have a life vest on, or just know how to swim. I always recommend, just in case, you never know where you're going to end up in water. If you have the funds, resources, availability, learn how to swim. That's just a nice, easy trick. You don't even have to, like, pay for lessons. Just look it up online and go to, like, a near body of water and just figure it out. But you do have, like, built-in floaties. They're called your lungs. Where all that air is stored, it'll literally lift you up. You try your hardest not to drown. But I do presume they still have air in their lungs, so it's very impressive that they're able to just stand on the bottom. Let's see. Huh? What's going on? Why do you suddenly go so quiet? Shin, leave! Shin, you're not built for I mean, presumably you're not built for this. Don't leave. Huh? Oh, the shark went for a nibble? Fun fact. At least I believe this is a fun fact. I said sharks earlier in aquariums, but I think it is mainly just whale sharks. Sharks, actually, did I ever see? Once again, my memory sucks. I may not. But actually, sharks don't do good in captivity. They, like, die all the time. So it's actually unusual to see what I presume is some type of shark. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a great white. It seems a little bit too small to be a great white. But any type of shark inside an aquarium, very unusual. They usually do just, like, whale sharks don't, though. I know for a fact I've seen whale sharks. I have a picture of me with a whale shark. Let's see. Uh-oh. Oh, really? What, is a shark gonna trigger? Like, that's the thing. What, you mean to tell me Uzuki can't take out a shark? David, don't tell me. Really? You can't even diff a I know, it's any kind of bloodlust that brings the personality out, right? Like obviously, even animal bloodlust. But one, sharks actually, they aren't that aggressive towards humans because they know better. Did you know that more people are killed by hippos? it's not even just like hippos, mosquitoes, than like sharks and lions combined. Like hippos alone have a higher body count on average per year than sharks and lions combined. They're like less than a dozen shark attacks a year. I'm talking like the whole place. I'm not talking just about like the state, like just worldwide. Sharks actually do not attack humans. They know better. But with that being the case, not only is that a little bit random, the shark would rather be like, nah, and specifically just go for Uzuki. But also, man, you're telling me base Zuki was worried about the bloodlust of a fish? This man just slammed through glass from a building, fell who knows how many hundreds of feet into another building. But shark bloodlust. That got him. Yeah, he's a bum. Couldn't take out a heavily fatigued, barely moving Shin. And got outplayed by him. And now needs to be saved from Shark Tales by Uzuki. By Sakamoto. Let's see. I'll admit though, this is a clean panel. And I do love Takamura's sword. I miss Takamura though. Let's see. Wide slash too. But it'll be, I don't know, Uzuki kind of did a similar thing earlier on in the chapter. But you see, this is exactly what I was scared of happening. Look at all the glass breaking. They're all going to drown. Let's see. Ugh, forgot about that. Humans aren't the only ones who give off bloodlust. But I don't know, man. Like, admittedly, I don't feel bloodlust, but if I'm not scared of something, I don't think that should trigger it, man. I really don't think. Like, why is he scared of a shark? Obviously, I'd be scared of a shark. And a shark would release bloodlust at me, I guess. Once again, they don't actually attack humans that often. But like, I can imagine one of my little cousins, my little baby cousins, have gotten angry at me before. Like, viciously angry, where they'll run and attack me. But, shock horror, I'm like 6 times their size. So this little 40-pound thing, releasing all this bloodlust and anger at me. Since I'm not in any real danger, I don't respond at all. I'm just like, oh, it's adorable. You think you can harm me? And then I pick them up by their shirt. And I'm like, you listen here, child. I didn't birth you. And I never plan to. But you do not stand to be. And hey, before y'all get mad at me for doing that to my baby cousins, it was done to me. Alright? Where do you think do you think I learned the shirt, grab them by the shirt and lift them up tactic on my own? No, that's passed down to me by my many older cousins. I don't think my dad ever did that though. I don't think that, in fact, I think I've never been yoked up by any of my like parents, like my grandfather, my father, my mom, my grandmothers. Like that never happened that way. But getting yoked up, it's a rite of passage. But the message is essentially, really, you couldn't deal with a shark, and now Uzuki Mora's out. Once again, Uzuki Mora, his stocks are kind of low, man. Like, I don't know if Shin was able to keep up this well with Uzuki. And Shishibo was able to do pretty well against Uzukimura himself. I don't know. And once again, it's Shin. He's not going to die here. I don't even think he's going to take lethal damage. So let's see. Forgot about that. Humans aren't the only one who give off bloodlust. Thank you for visiting the aquarium today. A lost child has been reported. That's the thing, man. Like he's ore farming off a better character. And by better, I just mean strong. Like, I mean, like, I can respect that Uzuki's a better written character than Sakamoto, because Sakamoto didn't barely had any time to get any writing. But man, like it's cool. But I want Uzuki to be his own character, man. Man, maybe I should have watched this because now I'm like I'm extra critiquing of Uzuki. But I just want him to be his own dude, man. Like this is fine. It's fine. You know me. I love me some good old fashioned ore farming. If you ask me, hey, would you rather he not ore farm? No, I'll always take some ore farming with a side of extra ore. But he can't do anything himself, man. He wasn't like let's be real. Outside the last chapter, he didn't even tag Shin once. When Uzuki was fighting, he did not tag this super fatigued, possibly brain damaged Shin once. And even if I can make the excuse for Uzuki that, you know, he doesn't know about Shin's ability to self-command him, and obviously Shin does have really good stats now, it still is crazy that our main villain is getting sauced on by our deuteragonist, and now needs to rely on shark bloodlust in order to actually become a meta-relevant threat. And by meta-relevant, I mean Shin meta-relevant, which is crazy. Remember, Shin, this is the same guy not even 2 arcs ago who was a horrific Haruma victim. Haruma. But now I guess he's an Uzuki more tier threat. But overall, I'll still say a W chapter. Once again, I think I'm just biased against Uzuki now, man. Like I don't know. I just want more from the guy. But I'll take his character rating. I'll take Shin holding on to himself, even though I do think it's a little wacky. Once again, that does feel a little bit wacky. But I'm interested to see how Shin escapes this. Once again, that's kind of the ultimate issue with this series. Whenever I'm like I've detached myself from the narrative somewhat, or like meta narratively, Shin's not gonna die here. It's just not in the cards. So the real question is, how is he gonna escape? That's the main thing we're gonna have to see, and I'm excited to see it. But if you made it all the way through this video, please do me a favor and leave. Oh, I guess Uzuki's meant to be the lost child in this scenario. All right, whatever. But leave Attack of the Sharks. Why not? Attack of the Clones? Nah, Attack of the Sharks in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you can have a page down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. He thinks that exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks will include the live reactions, where this series I am to review, add variations of all my videos, and if you become a $12 patron or a $12 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, we have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below. You can drop 5 minutes to a short video, 25 minutes to a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Glacier XZ, Zara, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Gyomi, Yuki Ally, Buddha Uda, Azo 2404, Planet Crone, G Prosper, Nevis 97, and Ollie. I'd like to give a big old thank you to our line art tier patrons: Sean, Nirvana Igneal, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, and A+A. And I'd like to give a big old thank you to our Ink tier members: Fine, Austin Wimberly, Euchia, Carlo Alaimo, and Grim. And then I'd like to give a big old hefty thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. And then I'd like to give a big old thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Wakimunos and Wakimunos. And then I'd finally like to give a giga super duper kidney sacrificing thank you to our ultimate, that guy with a heart on the horizon, Calvin Elder.